Fitzpatrick.
And I'm Teo Torres. So it is muggy out there. It is still very, very mild. Never bodes well for the afternoon.
Not a good sign when you walk out at 2 in the morning and it's gross.
Like, oh, wow.
Not even close.
Yeah, super stuffy this morning. You feel that humidity in the air, and we are seeing those temperatures on the milder side, and it's going to be a hot afternoon ahead. A live view across downtown Sacramento. It's clear overhead, but in the distance, we're starting to get the sunlight reflecting off some of the clouds there in the distance. We will see scattered clouds moving over us during the day today in the valley, just not enough to block enough of that sunshine to keep us out of that range of about 105 later on this afternoon. And unlike yesterday, I don't think we're going to see the sprinkles around as well in the valley. Look at the temperature climb we take as temperatures through the morning warm to the 70s and 80s pretty quickly. We're at 95 at noon today, 102 by 2 p.m., 4 p.m. we're at around 105, 6 p.m. we're still above 100. We won't see those temperatures really knocked down until the sun sets, which is just before 8 o'clock tonight. We should be in the upper 80s to near 90 by then. 73 in Stockton right now, 74 in Modesto. We're at 77 in Auburn. Placerville's airport close to 80 degrees this morning. So the kids heading back to school this morning, or for the first day maybe, a mild start with warming up temperatures through the midday and the recess time in the 80s and 90s, and pickup time again should be above 100. We're starting to see lightning off to our north and even a couple of flickers from that one batch of clouds I just showed you. It's a very small cell, so I wouldn't be surprised if you hear just a quick little rumble of thunder off to our south. That's quickly developing. The Sierra will see most of the action though today as thunderstorms develop throughout the afternoon. Let's check in with Brian and see how the roads are doing this morning early on this Tuesday.
Yeah, thanks, Eileen. We drove through a pretty heavy shower in Truckee yesterday, making our way over the Sierra, so definitely get ready for more of that today. Taking a look across Interstate 80 as you make your way out onto the causeway here. You can see that westbound ride looking good. Eastbound, we've got that lane shift there, so watch out for that as they continue construction on 50 and 80. Take a look at 50 westbound from Folsom, no problems there. Just a little bit of the slowing as congestion forms right around the lane shift in the Fix 50 project through the downtown area. Coming down through the split, you can see there traffic looking good all the way down through the Cap City Freeway at the 160 split. There's a little bit of congestion building in that spot. 5 and 99 through Elk Grove coming into downtown, or if you're heading south towards Stockton, no delays there. You can see 5 and 99 looking good. They've cleared up a crash on westbound Highway 4 where we saw some slowing, so that no longer an issue for you. And then as you look at the 99 corridor from Modesto to Manteca, a 14-minute ride there. Westbound 205 now down to 30 minutes. It was up at 50 minutes for a moment. And then westbound 580 over the Altamont Pass, a 33-minute ride there. Here in Sacramento, Highway 50, a 10-minute ride from Rancho Cordova to 99, Interstate 80, 9 minutes, and 5 and 99, 11 minutes out of Elk Grove into downtown. Deirdre?
All right, thanks. So with these sweltering temperatures coming in, cooling centers are open across the region today. And in addition to the ones that are always open in Sacramento County during triple-digit heat, we also have the Galt Police Department, which will open its lobby as a cooling center today and tomorrow. People can cool off there starting at noon and going until 8 o'clock at night. The Elk Grove Police Department is also offering an office as a cooling center through tomorrow. A limited number of animal kennels will be available for house pets if you need one. And there is a list of these centers at kcra.com. A reminder that Sacramento Regional Transit will give you free rides to and from cooling centers in Sacramento County. You can ride for free. You just need to show a flyer. You can either use a printed one or a digital version. This week's high heat already leading to the cancellation of some high school sports events like tennis.
State health officials also released new guidance on assessing the risk of heat on student athletes as we count down to the start of Friday night football this week.
And KCRA3's Mike DeSalle joining us at Inderkum High School now to talk about the tool that state health officials hope will keep students safe in the heat.
Yeah, and good morning, and Teo and Deirdre, like many schools, Inderkum High School here, this one of the spots where coaches moving practice to the mornings to avoid the higher heat of the afternoon. By the way, this school will be kicking off its Friday Night Lights season with a home opener against Del Oro this Friday night. But bigger picture, did you know that this summer the State Department of Public Health released new guidance for schools on heat and high school sports and youth sports? In short, the state urging schools and coaches to use the National Weather Service's heat risk forecast tool. The reason is that state health officials say that tool is actually a more effective way to assess the risk for student athletes than using the air temperature alone. And that's key because rates of exertional heat illness, according to state data, shows that among high school football athletes, that concern is higher in football than all other sports combined. In fact, according to the state data, among teenage student athletes, heat-related illness is the leading cause of death. So you can learn more about this heat risk assessment tool by scanning that QR code on your screen, or if you don't get to it in time, you can visit the National Weather Service's website. But back out here, the bottom line here as we count down to football practice starting here this morning. The bad news is that the next 2 or 3 days, according to that heat risk tool, that's considered to be in the major concern category. Not the highest level of concern, but the second highest level of concern. Again, that's today, tomorrow, and Thursday. The better news is that by the time we hit Friday night football and Saturday soccer weekends, that heat risk drops all the way down to the minor category. So at least for now, heat-wise, things should be looking good for the start of week 1 of Friday night football lights throughout the Sacramento region. Live at Intercom High School this morning, Mike Tsell, KCRA 3 News.
All right, Mike, now to KCRA 3 wildfire coverage. And lightning strikes in the Sierra have sparked a number of small fires. Here's a look at the Granite Fire. This one started in the area of Lola Montez Road and Granite Court and was visible from Interstate 80. The area is so remote, crews actually had to rappel down into it to fight those flames. Our CAL FIRE crews are also working a lightning spark vegetation fire in Nevada County. This one is in the area of Swenson Ravine and Meyer Ravine Road near Lake of the Pines, just outside of Auburn. CAL FIRE hasn't given us an estimated size of this one, and at this point they have not indicated any threat to structures. Well, coming up tomorrow in a KCRA 3 Wildfire Ready special. Tips that could keep your family safe. Experts with the Red Cross have 5 steps you can take now that could help you evacuate quickly. And we'll show you the latest techniques for home hardening, as it's called, and adding defensible space. You'll also hear from our team of meteorologists about how the weather can impact the fire risk on a daily basis. Again, that's coming up tomorrow at 7:30 on KCRA 3.
Now let's go to coverage of the Hawaii fire disaster, and at least 99 people are confirmed dead, with that number expected to go up.
Yeah, that is because the search of communities continues. There are right now close to 1,000 people still unaccounted for in the wildfire. So far, authorities in Maui have searched 25% of a fire-ravaged area. Look at that video. More than 2,200 structures were destroyed, with nearly 90% of them residential. As for helping survivors, so far more than 3,000 people in Maui have registered for various kinds of federal assistance. That number is expected to grow as well.
The American Red Cross volunteers and staff have been on the ground working round the clock to make sure folks have their immediate needs met. And those are the priorities we're focusing on. Things like food, water, shelter. We're connecting with medical services, making sure they have disaster mental health care, and we want to continue to focus on those things.
As of Monday midday, fire officials in Maui report the wildfires are now around 85% contained, and fire crews are still working to extinguish hot spots. Much more coming up on the Today Show, where we find Tom Llamas this morning.
Coming up on the Today Show this morning, we'll have new reporting out of Lahaina. I speak with the chief of police of Maui County. He tells me how much of the burn zone has now been searched by both canine cadaver units and search and rescue teams. Plus, we sit down with 2 firefighters who were right there on Tuesday when the Lahaina wildfire broke out. What they told us about running out of water, how there was no water pressure to take on the nation's deadliest wildfire, plus what else happened with firefighters in a different part of the island that was affecting them. We'll tell you all about their stories, plus why so many are losing hope on the island here in Maui as the days go by and so many of the missing still have not been heard from. All of this, plus the families trying to come together and hold it together as they face down this tragedy, when we see you on the Today Show.
And once again, our viewers have stepped up to help. As of this morning, we have raised more than $864,000 during our telethon. And even though the phone lines are closed, you can still donate. So scan the QR code on your screen with your phone, and once you get to the webpage, you can designate that your money goes directly to Hawaii wildfires.
Well, developing this morning, we are learning more about yet another indictment against former President Trump. This one handed up by a grand jury in Atlanta overnight. It charges Trump and more than a dozen of his allies with trying to undo his defeat in Georgia. KCRA 3's Amy Liu has been reading through that indictment this morning and has more from Washington.
Well, former President Trump and his co-conspirators are collectively facing 41 charges, including racketeering, perjury, and conspiracy, and an indictment that's laid out like the takedown of a crime organization.
Rather than abide by Georgia's legal process for election challenges, the defendants engaged in a criminal racketeering enterprise to overturn Georgia's presidential election result.
Reacting to a grand jury indictment of Trump and 18 allies, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis alleges the former president, lawyers, and his aides conspired in a criminal enterprise to keep him in power. The indictment details dozens more acts: a pressure campaign to find more votes, harassing state election workers, false claims of fraud, and appointing a new slate of electors favoring Trump. Trump dismissing the indictment as a witch hunt in the middle of his re-election campaign. His lawyers responding, quote, "The events that have unfolded today have been shocking and absurd. We look forward to a detailed review of this indictment, which is undoubtedly just as flawed and unconstitutional as this entire process has been."
I make decisions in this office based on the facts and the law. The law is completely nonpartisan.
Willis says that Trump and his co-defendants have until next Friday to surrender. She wants to try them as a group and go to trial within the next 6 months. In Washington, I'm Amy Liu, KCRA 3 News.
What appeared to be a charging document against Trump was briefly posted to the Fulton County Clerk's website before the grand jury indictment was handed down last night. The document was quickly taken down, but Trump and his allies are claiming it proves the investigation process was compromised. Spokesperson for Willis said that the document was inaccurate and no charges had been filed at that point.